My name is Puppeteen from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show today. For what? For what? For that wall-crawling, web-headed, hubcap-stealing, no good menace Spider-Man!
Yes!
That's what I expected.
You forgot web swinging.
Yes.
Well, you know, Zach didn't comment about that, so
He failed.
him. Yes, but we are here to read a special issue. It's the Spectacular Spider-Man magazine issue 2. And to read this here today, we've got a few people. To my side, you can see him in the darkness if you look close enough. He's small, he's green, he's mean, he's froggy!
I'm big now. How's it going?
Okay, hi. All right, and if you look over the beyond him, also known as Random 2 and 3, it is Eric Breen.
Oh my gosh, he's got the look.
And he has it.
Not surprising.
And it's in full color.
Now in full color. If you look down there, you can see her. She's still got that Christmas tree. It's never going to go away, I guess. But
it's always Christmas.
Until it dies.
It's every woman in the world. To us, it's Muranya.
Good evening, everyone.
If you look to her side, you can see him. He's right there. He's Gruff Ickman. Yes.
Hello, all.
Savior of the multiverse.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Perhaps.
And if you look right there, he's also no good. He's also a hubcap stealer. He is Spider-Zach. So.
That's slander. That's slander and libel. If you print
He
it.
is the
I
human
don't steal
spider.
hubcaps.
That's libel.
I steal license plates. There's a difference, sir.
There you go.
I guess that's better than me than when it's making them.
But that is the end of our cast list. So it's time for me to turn off my camera.
Yes!
Yes.
And show this marvelous issue. Marvelous. See what I did there?
He's showering Parker and
I guess I'll turn my
Pixie dust.
camera off too.
I
like
cannot.
Don't worry.
He's trying to make Spider-Man fly with all of his pixie dust.
Be happy.
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
I'm gonna get you, Spider-Man. Have no doubts about that.
Hello, trusty sidekick. Hello, Cato, the Elder.
I do have to go ahead and say just how beautiful this cover is. There's no denying.
You know what's beautiful, son?
No.
Shut up.
No, get out of here. Get out of here.
Now we're going to have to close up because the panel by panel does not work with this. So let's go.
Only 35 cents, too. Wow.
Oh, look at that black and let's episode of I Love Lucy.
Dick
Black
Van
and white.
Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke, yeah, that too.
When May was a girl.
Oh, no.
When I was a boy, my little
was a
pea.
girl.
When your mother was a girl.
Are we ready?
No.
Go
Never.
ahead, Mr.
Go
Green.
ahead.
The Spider-Man Saga. Just a few short years ago, Peter Parker was a shy and studious high school senior, considered a timid square by his fellow students. Though he excelled in science, he never quite made it in popularity. Orphaned at an early age, he was raised by his doting Aunt May and her husband Ben Parker, who were the only parents the boy had ever known. Peter's life was startlingly changed one day when he found himself bitten by a radioactive spider during a scientific demonstration. Instantly he became endowed with the proportionate strength and powers of a spider itself, and so was born the amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Feeling himself responsible for the subsequent death of his Uncle Ben, Spider-Man vowed to devote his life to the cause of justice, no matter what the cost. The Goblin. In a dimly lit room that lives.
All right.
Are there any more surprises?
No.
Well, you know.
When I was a boy, in a dimly lit room at New York's exclusive executive club, we find Captain George Stacy, NYPD retired, conducting a special seminar in the history of supervillains for the enlightenment of his fellow club members. And we seem to have joined them at a most propitious moment.
We got him! There's a word I didn't know.
I have not seen that word.
Thank you all for joining me at this propitious moment. The picture you are witnessing is one of the most famous examples of two superpowered foes in deadly combat. Criminologists throughout the world still study this epic battle between a desperate Spider-Man and the Green Goblin.
I don't like it. Mr. Osborn looks upset. I wish he hadn't invited Harry Osborn and me to be his guest today. And most of all, I wish he himself hadn't come.
Dad, you're perspiring. Is it too warm for you here?
I don't know, Harry Osborn. He didn't scream the name, son.
You mean Spider-Man?
Oh,
Not
wow.
like that.
Wow. No wonder he hates you.
Why must you disappoint me like this, Harry?
I can't help it. I want to be like Mom.
I just don't feel well.
It's because you're looking at him. Because you're looking at your son.
Great propitious pictures, aren't they, Jameson?
Bah! I never liked the word propitious, whatever it is, anyway. I'd sure like them better if I didn't know how it ends. That blasted web slinger should have been killed, just like the goblin was.
How about keeping it down to a propitious bellow, Jonah? You can lecture when Stacy is finished.
I'll lecture now if I want to!
That's not very propitious.
If you propitious gentlemen are done, to this very day, the Goblin's true identity is still a mystery. All we are sure of is the fact that he perished in a fire at the Osborn chemical plant, the plant owned by our fellow member, Norman Osborn, who was cited by the police for heroism during that crisis.
If there's anything I can do...
Dad, perhaps we ought to leave.
No, I'll be all right.
But Dad, you're really wet.
Forget it. I'm okay. This seems to happen to me every time I hear the goblin mentioned.
You get wet?
No. God. Harry Osborn, stop. I don't know why. He's dead now. He can't return. He can never menace anyone again. Not like that Spider-Man! Yes!
Only I know the real reason why, but I don't dare ever tell him. Yet I live in constant fear, hoping that his memory of that fateful day will never return. The blow he received Drugs? What? Oh, no. Punch blow. During that final battle, gave him a case of limited amnesia. But I dread what would happen if he ever remembers again. It's those pictures of the goblin. They're affecting him, stirring up images of the forgotten past. If only I could get him to leave before it's too late.
Why do I feel this cold sweat whenever I even think of the Green Goblin?
Well, you see, Dad, it brings back memories. Memories of the fire. That's all it is.
From when I was a boy?
Yeah,
No,
that one.
no.
The one that Mom died in.
Oh, God.
That's-
If only Harry Osborn was right. If only that was all it is. But why should anyone suspect that the goblin still lives, when even the goblin himself can't remember that he's really Norman Osborn? Dun, dun, dun!
Gosh, I really wish I could get Dad a towel.
You really should.
He doesn't scream Spider-Man, but Norman Osborn. Fine one.
I'll never forget our very first encounter before I became aware how dangerous he'd be. He seemed utterly without fear, like Daredevil, and I soon learned the reason why. He was armed with He flew blind. What? No wonder he killed himself on that thing. He was armed with simple but highly lethal weapons, which he used with uncanny accuracy.
My flying missile can slice through your webbing with ease.
And he kids me not. It took every bit of web-slinging skill I possessed to keep up with him.
You seem to have a death wish, my friend, and I'll do my best to fulfill it.
Face it, Spidey, he's far more than a crazy costume nut. You've got a fight on your hands.
You eluded my Goblin Glider's rocket blast that time, but you can't do it forever. Shoom.
Of course, I managed to get in my share of licks also.
Spock.
McCoy. Kirk.
Kirk.
Bones.
Bones. Chekhov.
Yes, Gipton.
But he was never without some new weapon to fall back on, such as his highly potent stun bombs.
Fa-doo.
Personal note. You've probably guessed by now that these fanciful little flashback panels are intended to clue you in if you were callous enough to have missed any of Spidey's earlier issues. Sympathetic Stan. And now, back to the burgeoning, bludgeoning, propitious flashback.
We met many times, fought many times. He would win some, I would almost win others, but the result was always the same. No decision, at least until that last fateful encounter.
You haven't heard the last of me, Spider-Man!
Yes.
I'll wait for some other propitious moment. Someday, somewhere, when you least expect it, I'll be back to finish you off forever!
It's like a bat thing on there.
And here he sits, my best friend's father, never suspecting that once we were both mortal enemies. Are you feeling better now, Mr. Osborn?
I think so, Peter. Just Peter. Not like my son.
You've heard it both ways.
But still, the sight of Spider-Man seems to sting me like an exposed nerve.
Would it be better if he turns up his camera?
Although the Green Goblin can menace the world no longer, Spider-Man still remains as much of an enigma, as much of a mystery as ever before.
There's no doubt about it. The constant exposure to scenes of the past is affecting him, and I'm more helpless than I've ever been before. There's nothing I can do about it.
Osborn! What's wrong? What's wrong? What is it?
You made me drop my cigar, darn it!
It just hangs in the air.
Dad, we gotta stop exposing you to this stuff. Where are you going? Wait!
Spider-Man, the goblins, battling again, right there, before our eyes, over and over again. I can't take anymore. My brain keeps throbbing, aching, pounding in my skull. My head feels as though it's on fire.
I'm good. My skull feels like it's on fire, but I'm good.
Gotta get out. Gotta get away from Spot.
Dad!
Oh.
Someone get a doctor. He's collapsing.
Then, a few frantic moments later.
If you ask me, Osborn's been working too hard. He needs a vacation. Good one.
I think it's more than that, Jameson. He should seek psychiatric help.
Balderdash! You never see me near some head shrinker.
Too bad.
What's that?
No, nothing.
That's what I thought.
That's the best piece of dialogue I've read in the Spider-Man book in a while. Harry Osborn, how is he? What did the doctor say?
He gave him a sedative. Dad's resting now. Doc doesn't know what to make of it.
I bet
Dad's still wet though.
I bet it's your suit. It's the first time I'm seeing it in color. Yeesh. His memory mustn't return. It mustn't.
If only I was a millionaire, I could buy better suits. You go on back to the lecture, Pete, or Parker. I'll stay here a while. I want to be nearby in case Dad needs me.
Oh, Harry, that's never gonna happen.
Shut up, you fool!
Sure, Harry Osborn. I understand. If there's anything I can do, just holler. You hear? I can't intrude on him now.
Harry Long, is that you?
There are times when a fella just wants to be alone.
I hope Osborn will be all right, Peter Parker. I know he's close. He's always been to his son, Harry.
Come on, Stacy! George! Stacy!
Yeah, he's heard it both ways.
That's the standardized test version. Stacy George.
No reason to cancel the lecture. I want to see some more scenes of that crummy Spider-Man!
Yes!
Getting his lumps!
I thought you said you knew how the story ended.
Shut up!
I let Jolly Jonah have his lecture. I couldn't sit still for any more of it. I'm beginning to feel like Mr. Osborn. Can't get the goblin out of my mind. All the old memories, the old fears, they keep coming back to me. Of all the foes I've ever fought, only that one man ever learned my secret identity.
Love will bring
No!
me back.
The mighty Spider-Man.
Yes.
Nothing but a bumbling teenager.
The goblin! He followed me. He knows who I really am.
What gave that away?
The vest.
Yeah, probably.
It's changed colors too.
I've got to silence him before it's too late. Aunt May is in the house. If she should see any of this, if she should realize who I am, the shot could kill her, finally.
Thanks a lot, Zach.
Don't worry, she'll be back 3 more times.
Yeah.
You think you can save yourself, do you? Did you suppose I'd be foolish enough to attack you without an infallible plan?
Don't say yes.
No, not infallible, but maybe propitious.
Come on, Goblin.
Both ways. A plan such as the powerful gas I've prepared for you, against which you can have no possible defense.
No! He can't beat me! He can't! Aunt May! What will happen to Aunt May?
Sounds like you wanted to die.
Oh, that was silent and deadly.
Luckily, as I later learned, the very gas which defeated me also saved me from discovery.
I thought I heard something outside. Oh dear, I can't see a thing through all those vapors.
Darn yous.
It must have been my imagination.
Just Peter vaping.
As the goblin made me his prisoner, we both knew this would be our final battle.
About that.
Not even close.
You've escaped me for the last time. This here is the payoff.
He was so sure I'd never escape that he gloatingly revealed his true identity. Mr. Osborn, my best friend's father. I'd recognize that haircut anywhere.
Take a look at my face, Parker. A good long look.
That's his crack.
Stare into my eyes.
That's what he's looking at.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
We
giant
followed
balls.
the eye line.
It's the last face you'll ever see in this life.
Oh,
That
God,
hurts.
no. But just when things seemed hopeless, I got a second lease on life. In his madness, he allowed me to break free. He wants to defeat me as Spider-Man.
That's
Yes.
You tried.
not very well.
I'm sorry.
Lord.
It's the Parker luck. What do you want? But that was his biggest mistake, for he had underestimated my spider strength. Didn't think I could floor you, huh? Well, that's only the beginning, Osborn. This is where we wrap it up, in spades. But I'm not a murderer. I can't just kill him in cold blood. And yet, if I let him live, he's the only one who knows who I really am. He could hold that over me forever. He's falling back, dropping those live wires onto the wet floor.
I lost my footing. I'm actively narrating what's happening to me. If I hit the Kim tank, I'll... No!
That's
No!
my job.
How propitious for me. And hit it he did, receiving the full effect of a sudden electrochemical blast. But although it might have solved everything, I couldn't let him be burned to death in the ensuing fire. He's still breathing. I gotta get him out just in time, or I got him out just in time. But how can I prevent him from betraying my secret after I've turned him over to the police? Wait, he's starting to speak. Mumbling a name. Speak up, man.
Harry Osborn. My son, Harry Osborn. You're not my boy. Where is Harry Osborn? Who are you?
He doesn't recognize me. His memory's gone. The shock has affected his mind. There's still hope for me yet, and maybe even some for him. Though with that haircut, not very much. He doesn't even remember being the Green Goblin. So I'll make it look as if the goblin perished in the fire. To all intents and purposes, he is dead anyway. Get Osborn to a doctor. He helped me finish off the Green Goblin. No one will have a reason to doubt my story.
I don't remember that.
Shh! Be quiet, old man. Norman Osborn recovered, never remembering what had really happened while I lived with a sense of false security. Until now. If Osborn's memory does return, if the illness that caused him to become the Goblin is recurring once more, how can I spare Aunt May from the terrible shock of learning the truth about me? A shock that might be more than her weakened heart can possibly survive.
Three, two, one. Uncertain and unnerved, a brooding Peter Parker makes his way to a small suburban cottage.
Peter, dear, what a wonderful surprise. You must have guessed I was baking an apple pie.
An errant pilgrim craves sanctuary, madam. Peter, what the heck, dude? Say, I must be at the wrong address. I thought my Aunt May lived here, not this glamorous, fetching female who stands before me.
Oh, this is gonna be trouble.
Tell me, didn't I see you on the dating game recently?
Timely reference. I declare, Peter, you'll have me blushing like a teeny bopper.
Hooper.
Teeny bopper.
You mean teeny bopper, and none of them can blush like you.
Just like I always tell Dr. Bromwell, a visit from you is better than all the tonic in the world. You make me feel like a regular pussy willow.
Wait, she's got gin and tonic?
That's Pussycat, Aunt May. All these years, she's been like a mother to me. I can't let her learn my secret. There must be some way to spare her the pain. And yet, if the Green Goblin should return, I'm almost afraid to think of it.
But problems, alas, will seldom fade away just for the lack of thinking. As a case in point, let's visit a private hospital room where an awesome affliction is returning to its tortured patient.
The Goblin. Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yes.
Spinning around.
1 second.
You spin my goblin head right round.
Right round.
What
baby,
the
right
hell is
round.
that?
I can record,
Spinning.
baby.
Yeah,
The Goblin. Spider-Man!
Yes.
Yes!
Spinning around in my brain. Over and over. It's happening again. And I can't stop it. It's like a fog beginning to lift. Slowly. Inexorably. Despite the ache. Despite the pain. My head is clearing. It's all coming back to me
It's all
now.
coming back to me now.
At last! I know!
He doesn't have any eyebrows.
Yeah, they're there. They're just
Oh.
they're shadowed.
Oh, okay.
The Green Goblin isn't dead! He never died! I am the Goblin!
And at that point, the doctor should have come in and given him a sedative.
Dad!
What did they do to you? do to you, Harry Osborn?
Holy crap! Dad, what happened? You shouldn't be up! Dad! Doc, stop him! He doesn't hear me! As usual! And he still doesn't recognize me!
Or respect you!
Golly!
Oh, our favorite punching
Out
bag.
of my way! Nothing that lives can stop me now!
Mr. Osborn, come back! You can't!
Hey, on the line, buddy.
Pain is gone. At last! I can do anything.
He pushed us aside as if we're puppets! How ironic.
Wow!
But we're
Are you
the
a-
geeky.
Are you a frog doctor? I feel like a little bald man right now.
I never dreamt he had such strength! But what's come over him? He ran out, babbling, like a madman!
Graphic.
Thought it was okay. Whatever his ailment was, it's affected his brain. There's no telling what he'll do next.
Then we've got to catch him! Gotta stop him! Somehow!
But
Somewhere.
he who had been Norman Osborn is no longer stoppable as he races to get his son, Harry Osborn, a suit. For even the Goblin can't have a son walking around looking like that. Possessed of a new maniacal strength, he is gone from the hospital before his would-be pursuers can reach their feet.
It's all clear to me now. At last I know what I have to do.
Go eat at Joe's.
Yes, but first,
And stop by the men's warehouse. Moments later, in one of the most sordid slum areas which infest the savage, sprawling city.
He's going to Palpatine's house.
no, that's under the bridge. I don't
Oh my
stop
God.
there.
It's going to
Something.
mother.
Something is pulling me, leading me on.
Under the
Something-
bridge.
half-forgotten memory from the past, from the goblins' past. I've been here many times before. I just know it. Just as I know which turn to take, which hallway to enter, and which door to open. Just as I know now I found one of my many hidden hideouts.
But first, look at the rules.
No. Containing
When you're a villain, you don't need to listen to the rules.
You don't need
That's
no
right.
secret rules.
It says no hideouts.
containing all that is needed for the Green Goblin to live once more.
A costume and a glider, of course.
That's just been sitting here. It's not even kind of dusty. It's been a while. I'm surprised.
I kept it warm for you, Dad.
Harry Osborn, disappointment. Yes, the Goblin will live once more. And more than that, the Goblin will strike as he's never struck before.
Love that purse.
I'm stronger, wiser, more unbeatable than I was in the past. And most important, at last I have a mission. Revenge! Yes, revenge upon that wall-crawling Spider-Man!
Yes!
The most excruciating revenge the world will ever know.
Will be a 30-minute dialogue, though.
Yes!
But far be it from us to cause thee the slightest modicum of anxiety, faithful one. Therefore, let us hasten hence to the capacious campus of good old ESU, where we find gorgeous Gwendolyn Stacy hailing a somewhat somber Peter Parker.
Hello there, then, stranger. Wait up for Tonto.
Oh. Hi, Gwen. Have you seen Harry Osborn?
I'm afraid that little pleasure will be denied us, young man. He's staying with his dad until Mr. Osborn is back to normal again.
Little pleasure.
Then it is as serious as I feared.
Peter Parker, you're taking it harder than Harry himself. I heard it was
I
just-
never take it hard. Guys! Trollop.
That's why nobody will date me.
Phrasing.
Misconception.
I'm just like hard water.
That's a plus in the red light district.
or the under the bridge. I heard it was just a case of overwork.
I sure hope you're right, pretty girl.
And as the day drags on,
It's no use. I just can't concentrate. I'll ruin this hard water formula and somebody will get super speed.
Oh, good.
I can't think of anything except what'll happen if Harry Osborn's dad regains his memory of the past.
That's Eric, right?
I think
Brian?
so. The jackal?
Mr. Parker, if you must sleep in lab, at least be good enough to shut your eyes while you do so.
Kind of rude, but okay.
Luckily, nothing lasts forever. Not even a day at ESU. And so,
Peter, you've been worrying about Harry's dad all day. You know something about
Who's-
it? Harry Osborn's dad all
Better.
day.
Much better, you trollop.
Hey,
Be nice.
you hush your infant.
until it's time not to be nice.
Until, yeah.
Do you know something about his illness? Something you're not telling?
I can just see myself answering truthfully. Oh, sure. He's the Green Goblin. And he knows that I'm Spider-Man?
Yes.
Better.
Of course not, lady. But let's drop in on the way home and see how he is.
Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker. Have you heard anything about my dad?
Heard anything? What do you mean, Harry Osborn?
Didn't you know? Well, wait, you're blind. That's right, you don't know.
Oh,
He ran away from the hospital. He's gone. Vanished. Disappeared.
then I was right. It's as serious as I feared. As dangerous as those pants he's wearing. Tell us how it happened, Harry Osborn, who's trying to be funny by calling us
first
all
I
by
went
our
to the
last
men's
names.
shop.
Well, you see, you don't want to make me angry.
That's the other guy that wears purple pants.
The other guy. Yeah.
It was as though he'd gone berserk. He ran out of the building shouting Spider-Man like a madman.
Jonah Jameson?
Well, he was there too,
I
yelling.
thought we were
but
talking about your
Other
dad.
madman.
Spider-Man!
He was pushing people, grabbing nurses, and just being like a complete jerk. He pushed him aside like 10 pins. His strength seemed unbelievable. If only I knew what was happening to him.
Poor Peter Parker. He looks like he's seen a ghost.
There's no longer any doubt. I've started a terrible trend. He's reverted to what he was.
He'll have hospice, revenge on you. Don't worry about it.
Not having a father of his own, Peter is probably empathizing with Harry and taking it twice as hard.
He will be later.
Oh, dear.
Lord. Do you think it'll take them long to find Mr. Osborn?
He's already become the Goblin. And whenever they find him, it'll be too late.
It's still early, Peter. If you'd like some coffee.
Nah, I don't need to see Luke Cage right now. Not tonight. Thanks, Gwen. I've got to get back. I've got some unfinished business to take care of. Like figuring out how to save my secret identity. And my life. If Osborn has his memory back, if he's become the Goblin once again, then anything can happen. I hardly even dare go home. He could have gotten there before me and already set his traps. This little kid could be a trap right now. God, he looks like the Hulk.
Osborn with an E, the evil Osborn? Is that how it works now?
There must have been a sale on purple pants.
Stop that kid! He took my pants!
It's little Bruce Banner. He was the only one alive who knew that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yes.
That means he's the only one that I can never hide from. No matter where I go or what I'll do, I'll always... What? Ow! Something hit me. It's the Goblin launching a new attack before I can... No, it's just a child's toy airplane.
Hey, mister! How the heck do you do that?
Well, you see, kid, I eat lots of green vegetables. That's all I need. An audience. I almost gave myself away. Lucky my one eyewitness is so young, but I still better not hang around much longer.
Don't worry, I recorded with my smartphone. But I've never saw anyone climb a tree like that except for Spider-Man!
Yes!
Yes!
Tommy! Did you ever see a man climb a tree faster than a cat? And I tell you!
Skip the fairy tales, Joey. Your mom says should tell you dinner's ready.
We're going to Joe's?
Yeah, going to your dad's restaurant, Joe's.
Sweet!
I have to get a grip on myself. Even if the Goblin doesn't get me, my nerves will.
He turns down Gwen and now wants to get a grip on himself.
Pete, priorities. Priorities.
And as the long, flickering shadows of evening steal over the towering rooftops,
Even if I manage to defeat him a second time, he's still Harry Osborn's dad. I'll be out to destroy my best friend's father. No matter what may happen, There's no possible way for Spider-Man to win.
Yes.
I do love that goblin in the shadows, though.
That face is weird. Looks like Jack Nicholson.
It does.
Barely get a load of me.
And a little bit of
You ever dance with the devil in the pale
Well,
moonlight?
Cesar Rivera.
Yes.
Even in sleep, the tortured youth finds no escape from the fear and apprehension in that image of that old lady that grip his soul. Where are her lips?
No! Aunt May, no! Don't look! You mustn't see me! You mustn't never know who I really am! You know the doctor warned us about your weak heart. You mustn't have any shocks. Nothing to startle you. I tried to spare you this, but I couldn't. I couldn't.
He turns down Gwen. He gets a grip on himself, and he dreams of his 87-year-old aunt.
Watching him tied up with his mortal enemy.
At least he's not watching her tied up. And
Hey.
With
so
Osborn,
the
yes.
nightmare continues until at last.
Can't end this way. I preferred the other dream I had, where I was on drugs. It mustn't. I won't let it. I won't let it. Ah! Oh, my pillow's all wet.
Just like Harry's dad.
I can't wait any longer. I can't wait for the goblin to
The
strike
goblin.
first.
A groblin.
The goblin to strike first.
Hey, I'm the green goblin.
The Geen Groblin.
The king goblin, folks. First appearance coming soon. He's out there somewhere.
That's the
He's
Kmart
groveling
goblin.
somewhere.
I know he is. There's no place in the city he cannot hide. No destination he cannot reach. But the same goes for me. And wherever he may be, Spider-Man will find him.
Yes.
Yes.
I know most of his old haunts, and I've covered almost every one. With what?
Special fluid.
Here's where we fought our final battle.
From when he got a grip on himself.
I thought he might return here to the scene of the fire. But there's no signs of life here. Okay, so what's my next move? He could be anywhere waiting for me, biding his time like a cat,
Wait.
stalking a mouse.
Oh, biting.
Biting. Excuse me, do I need to enunciate that? But this is one
Come on,
mouse.
man.
This is one mouse that's gonna fight back.
A bunch of malarkey, man.
Moments later, as the tense teenager continues to comb the silent, sprawling spires of the slumbering city. Damn, that was some quality alliteration.
Wow.
Good job, Stan. Good
Very
job.
prophetess
you.
of him.
Not yet, Spider-Man. Not yet. I've waited too long. Owe you too much. My debt is deep. Please help. The end must not come too quickly. So long as I know your true identity, you can never escape.
Oh no.
My spider sense is tingling like mad. There's nobody there, and the tingling has stopped. I better do like earlier and get a grip on myself.
What are you
Again?
doing up there, Spider-Man?
That's why the police are after him. Public indecency.
He's a nice man, but what's he doing?
Even a weary web slinger knows when he's wasting his time. I may as well head home for now. Tomorrow's another day.
That's it. That's it. Return to the safety of your dull apartment with your dull roommate, Harry Osborn.
How could
My
you?
plans for your destruction are now complete. I only need a few more hours.
Until then, he likes to watch.
Later, at the not dull, luxurious East Side apartment of Norman Osborn, where his worried son, Harry Osborn, keeps a lonely vigil.
Someone's at the door. Can it be? Dad!
Let me in, Harry Osborn.
No, thank you. Go away. But are you all right? Because I need my inheritance, unless you're going to die.
Shut up! Of course I am. The fever broke. Came back to my senses. I'll be as good as new after just a little rest.
Gosh, Dad. I don't know what to say. Except, I'm locking you in here now.
You never did, you fatuous fool.
I'm not fat.
You're fat-headed.
Now, through the magic of our imaginations and the printed page, let's skip to the very next morning, where we find
Imagination.
Ring.
Ring,
Oh, the phone. There's 2 of them ringing. 3.
ring,
Wait,
ring.
oh my God! Stop them all. I need to fix the phone lines.
Ring,
The way things are going,
The party line.
it can,
ring.
Get the phone!
the way things are going,
Ring,
it can only mean more trouble.
ring.
Shut up! I'm answering you already. Oh, your dad came home, Harry Osborn, and he seems like his old self again. Well, say that's great. Or is it? If he's back again, it means he's up to something. But what?
To celebrate my inheritance or coming early, I mean, my dad being well again. Dad's throwing a little dinner party tonight. He wanted me to ask you and Gwendolyn Stacy while I bring Mary Jane Watson.
A party? Well, that's not like Norman Osborn at all. He wants me there. The others are just a cover-up. I've got to go through with it. Sure, Harry Osborn. I'll see you later.
Pete,
at
are you
those
right?
eyes.
Are you on drugs? You sound a little afraid.
You would know about being on drugs, wouldn't you, Harry?
I got someone.
Not yet.
Oh, well, I just saw into the future then. Never mind, Harry. Don't worry
With
about
eyes
it.
that wide, of course you did.
And now you know that Peter's the reason why I got on drugs.
Yep.
He's so far gone that he'd attack me in front of his own son and the 2 girls? What's the matter with me? I should know better. When he's the goblin, he forgets everything. He cares about nothing except his own deadly purpose. Purpose.
Porpoise.
Porpoise.
I love
Nice
that
man.
dolphin.
Nice man's.
There's no point in postponing the
Gotta
pernicious
wait.
purpose. I'll have to face him sooner or later. Might as well be now. The only thing that bothers me is, will Gwen and the others be in danger? But no matter what the danger, no matter what strange, unexpected traps the goblin has set for me, Spider-Man
Yes.
will be there. Da-da-da.
Then, after a few mad minutes of wild web swinging,
And showing off my awesome sticky web backpack.
Yep.
Gwen's house is just below. I better change back to Peter Parker again. And not say that out loud so some random person can overhear you, dimwit.
I hope he put his clothes up on side of the building inside a web cocoon.
Yeah.
Those few minutes of rooftop hopping really helped me to relax a little. And that's just what I needed. I wouldn't stand a chance against the goblin. Not if I'm all keyed up and nervous. So how come my heart's still pounding like 60?
Hello there, Peter. We were expecting you.
You were, Mr. Stacy? How come?
Harry Osborn just called to say you'd be here.
My bad.
Get back down there. And where thou goest, well, you know the rest, Mr. Parker.
Wendy, you look like a walking centerfold pinup.
Wow.
And you say that in front of her father,
That's
Peter?
what I was going to say. Yeah, wow.
Good Lord. And Gwen, you wear that in front of your father?
Well, her dad is Hugh Hefner. Can't you see the robe?
Oh, wow, he is. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he is.
Captain Stacy is Hugh Hefner, confirmed.
When you youngsters see Norman Osborn, be sure to tell him how happy I am to hear that he's back home again and feeling better.
How can I suggest? How can I blah blah blah? Start over.
I did not say blah, blah,
say
blah.
blah, blah, blah.
I just said blah blah.
Blah, blah.
How can I
You left out a
subject?
blah.
How can I subject this gorgeous creature to the Green Goblin? And yet, I must.
Well, first,
Judging
don't
by...
call her... Go ahead.
No, go ahead, ad lib.
I was just going to say, don't call her a creature, you cretin.
Yeah.
She has a name.
Judging by your reaction to what I said, perhaps I'd better write him a letter.
Perhaps you better make sure your daughter covers herself.
That's the other magazine.
Jeez.
Don't bring
I just got what he said.
Glenn
Spider-Man.
home too late, Peter.
I won't, sir.
I'm slow.
I'm so slow. I'm such an idiot. I sure wish that was all we had to worry about.
Why so glum, chum? Is it true you're only dating me because Raquel Welch stood you up? Wow.
Timely reference.
Timely reference.
And she would stood him up, because he's a goof.
Are you kidding? You're the greatest thing that ever happened to me, lady. I wouldn't trade your little finger or one of your smiles for all the...
Whoa, lad. Better drop anchor while you can.
Not in front of my dad.
Keep talking like that, and I'm liable to lead you to the preacher instead of the party. And I'm sure you wouldn't want that to happen, would you, Mr. Parker?
More than anything else in the whole world. But I've got to change the subject. I can't get sidetracked now. Have to stay alert. Think only of the goblin. Sure. He's liable to strike at any time.
I noticed you didn't answer me, young man.
We're the same age, Gwen.
Then, after a few more minutes of verbal fencing,
Holy crap. I mean, hi, kids. Why am I saying kids? It's creepy.
We're the same age, Harry Osborn.
Yeah, exactly.
You want a sucker? Anyway, I'm sure glad you could make it.
Hey, that's me. Taking my word.
Take more than that. Wow.
Wouldn't have missed it for the world, Harry. MJ here yet? That's you.
That's you. Frog.
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 Yep.
You
She
got a line.
just arrived.
Oh, it was wonderful hearing about your dad, Hair.
He's shackled to the back.
I feel as though I'm walking into a lion's den, but I mustn't let on.
More like a cub's den.
Okay, get that hair stuff on her.
Of course, it wouldn't have a...
She looks like Pepper with that hairstyle.
Okay.
I think the wasp, or maybe Squirrel Girl.
It's Pepper.
I didn't see the hair. I saw something else first. But,
I'm sure you did.
You're green. I couldn't help.
Go, Harry.
Of course, it wouldn't have shook me up if I knew you'd arrive a few minutes later. Mary Jane Watson isn't exactly the dullest chick in town.
I hear she's a great conversationalist.
Oh, we don't talk at all.
Hey, with looks like mine, sweetie, who talks?
Why isn't Harry Osborn's father here?
Because
Peter,
this is a swingers party.
why are you thinking of Harry Osborn when you're surrounded by two beautiful girls? And that guy in the ugly suit.
Wait,
I thought you got rid of that suit.
He did have a grip on himself earlier.
It's a smoker's jacket, and the ladies love it.
Sure they do. There he is now, entering the room from behind.
Oh.
Harry, Peter, you're such a dummy.
Hello there, Parker. And young ladies. I was hoping you could make it.
Yeah, I'll bet you were.
Harry told me how helpful you were during my absence. I want you to know how much I appreciate that, son.
We were all concerned about you, Mr. Osborn, and we're glad you're back. He's toying with me, squeezing my hand hard enough to break my fingers. If not for my spider strength, I've got to play it his way till he makes his move.
And while Peter Parker wonders how he'll be able to get a grip on himself with aching fingers, the early part of the evening progresses smoothly,
Amazing.
at least on the surface. Norman Osborn regales the gathering with humorous anecdotes and light-hearted small talk, while only Peter Parker and his cunning, conniving host can sense the deadly undercurrent of tension which pervades every word, every movement. And then, as dinner is served,
So, tell us about yourself, Parker. Even though you're my son's best friend, I feel there's so much about you I don't know.
Well, Dad, Peter Parker's a real mystery man. Dad!
I understand you sometimes leave the apartment for a few days at a time.
Oh, nothing mysterious about that at all, sir. I occasionally stay with my aunt. He's trying to goad me, but I have to stay cool, no matter what.
Forgive me for prying, my boy. We all have secrets which we hide from the world. Strange secrets known only to ourselves. Don't you agree, Parker?
Wow, you got a real supervillain look going on your face, Mr. Osborn.
He sure does.
He's losing control. He's forgetting that the others are here and that they're listening. I've got to get them to safety before it's too late, before he cracks like an egg.
Now that dinner is ended, let's retire to the living room. It'll give us a chance to know each other better.
You should sit on the couch with my dad.
That's creepy, yeah.
Yes, indeed, Parker. I've been wanting to know you much better.
I'm getting really creeped out by all this attention, Mr. Osborn.
I don't care. I've been wanting to find out if you're all that Harry says you are.
Don't worry, Pete. My dad's really hands-on. You get used to it.
He's so consumed with hatred for me that he can hardly contain himself. Even the others are beginning to wonder about him. If I'm ever going to make my move, it has to be now. Excuse me a minute. I just remembered. I promised to call my Aunt May.
No need to rush, boy. We'll be here, waiting for you. You can count on that.
Good. I was hoping he wouldn't walk into the other room with me. But he still isn't letting me out of his sight. Okay, mister, stay there. I'll do what I plan to do anyway. He has no way of knowing I'm talking into a dead phone. Now, so long as my shoulder can hide what I'm doing for the next few seconds...
Click.
Quit groping yourself.
He's so completely confident that he walked away. He's not even bothering to watch me anymore. Not that it would matter. I just about finished webbing this inflammable roll of film. Now all that remains to be done is to toss it into the fire and get back to the other room fast. With my fireproof webbing, I made a perfect smoke bomb. He suspects something. I can tell by his expression.
Here to save me from a wallflower's fate, Sir Galahad?
He's standing at the other end of the room, waiting for the music to stop. My every instinct tells me he's getting ready to strike. When he does, it's got to be the two of us, alone.
Just how I want it.
I don't.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
You dance very well, Mr. P, for a statue.
There's the smoke, at last. Look, from the next room. Fire!
It'll take you to burn. It's true. The room is filling with smoke. The apartment's on fire. When you throw a party, man, you don't kid around.
Shut up, MJ. This is serious. If we should be trapped in here with my dad, oh God.
Quick, Harry Osborn. Get the girls to safety. I'll follow with your dad. Move it,
Yes,
fella.
I'll take both girls with me by myself.
I know, Harry's really getting the good end of the stick tonight.
You can hang out with my dad.
I think they'll be getting the good end of the stick.
Oh! Harry needs a win. So far, so good. If I can just get them out before they realize it's only a smoky false alarm. Uh-oh. Osborn knows. It's a trick. He's furious. His strength is fantastic. He's juggling that furniture as if it's made of cardboard.
Parker! Parker! You're not escaping me that as easy as that, you fool. I don't even have to search for you. Not when I can make you come to me. Simply by heading for your aunt.
Then I was right. He does remember everything. All these months. It's the one thing that's kept me in the grip of terror when I'm not gaining a grip of myself.
That's terror.
Let me get these shoes off first. So now the wraps are off, and it's out in the open at last. Well, maybe it's better this way. At least it'll finally be finished, one way or another.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you.
Get you.
And if ever there were two minds, but with a single thought.
Here's where I settle up with Parker, once and for all. That little grandstand play of his can't save him now. Nothing can.
Harry, what happened to Peter and your dad?
You can relax, folks. It was just a false alarm. Some smoldering cellophane caused a lot of smoke in the fireplace. That's all it was. But you did the right thing calling us anyway. Doesn't pay to take chances.
Well, that's a relief. But I still wonder where they are. Who knows? Maybe they found a cooler party.
Don't worry, we can still hang out.
And remember, only you can start apartment fires. But, alas, even the most liberal interpretation can't quite substantiate MJ's swinging supposition.
They'll be wondering what happened to Osborn and me. Osborn and I, Peter.
Who?
But that's the least of my worries right now. Everything depends on my moving faster than the goblin.
However, the web-slinger's fearsome foe is no slouch in the speed department himself.
Luckily, my nearest hideout was only seconds away. Slam.
Lamb.
It's a double slamming door.
For extra effect. Thus, I'm able to effect my greatest transformation with almost no delay. Now, all I need to do is apply stock. Amply stock. Amply stock my little arsenal. And make certain that my goblin glider is all tuned up and ready for flight. And then, with the final checkout completed, the time has come for Spider-Man to face his inevitable death at the hands of the supremely powerful Green Goblin.
Who looks like he stole Batman's equipment.
Yeah, he did.
While,
Who cares about the Batman?
Well,
Silence.
Gotham City.
while At that very instant, ears still ringing.
Chug, 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 chug. Sorry.
No sign of him yet. Have I beaten him to the punch? Or has he reached Aunt May already? No, I dare not even think of that. All I can do is trust to luck.
Parker luck.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that luck. And to the power of Spider-Man!
Yes.
Yes.
Karate kick action. I may not have a jet-powered goblin glider to ride, but my own way-out webbing hasn't failed me yet. And I'm willing to bet that when I need it the most, it's not gonna fail me now. I was right! There he is! He's just been circling over her house like a vulture.
No, I'm not the vulture. Just because I'm green doesn't mean I'm the vulture. Jeez, Spider Zack.
But you're green and you fly and you're old.
Yes, he's nothing like me, the vulture.
I've got a full head of hair. Great
When
hair.
he was a boy.
No sign of him yet. But he'll show up. He knows that he must.
Hold it, Gobby. This is the end of the line.
Spider-Man!
Yes.
For what?
Yes.
Your outburst has the ring of truth. It's the end of the line indeed. But it's the end of the line for you.
I attacked like a blundering amateur. I forgot how fast his glider moves.
Now, I'll make sure you don't get bored. Gored, perhaps, but never bored.
He's added new weapons to that blasted contraption. As if it wasn't deadly enough before.
Stop.
So, your much vaunted spider speed managed to save you that time. Well, in a way that pleases me. It means that you will live long enough, yes, long enough to watch me divulge Spider-Man's identity to your unsuspecting Aunt May!
Crack. 1K too short.
What?
No! No! I've got to stop him. I've got to. No matter what. That. Got him.
You masked fool! Have you so soon forgotten my spider blast? Goblin blast! Goblin blast!
You mean
I
your
forgot that it was
your-
there, but yes.
Your pixie dust ray?
But if you have, perhaps this will serve to remind you.
Done.
God.
I never did know how he rigged up that power blast device inside his glove. But now, my only chance is to count on his vanity. If he thinks I'm helpless, he'll try to finish me with his bare hands. So act beat, Spidey, till he gets closer.
Look at the once mighty Spider-Man, groggy, stunned, totally crushed. I can retract my spiral skewer now. I'll need nothing but my strength.
Oh, here he comes. This is it. I'm in a very vulnerable position here.
That's not good.
Face down, butt up. Wait,
Uh-huh.
hold on.
Now!
That's how I like it.
I don't like where that went. Now! I wasn't able to put all my muscle into that blow because I hurled it while off balance. But it was still good enough to set him up for... No! I can't! I can't! It's the same problem as last time. So long as he lives, my secret and my life are in danger. But I still can't kill him in cold blood.
His blood would be warm.
Maybe I can get the Punisher. all I can hope to do is lure him away from Aunt May. Luckily, we haven't yet made enough noise to waken her, and I've got to keep it that way.
You chicken-hearted weakling! You haven't spunk enough to try to finish me! Not that the attempt could do you any good!
Oh, he sounds livid with rage, mad enough to have forgotten about Aunt May, which is just what I want. Move, Spidey, move.
I just want to say, spider spunk is not approved by the Comics Code.
No.
Mary Jane will know.
Oh, so would Gwen. I know this is only a temporary delay. I can't keep running forever. But it's all I can do till I think of something or till I'm beaten.
You're running in vain, Wallcrawler! You can't dodge my little flying discs much longer! But, just to make certain you don't accidentally evade me, my harmless-looking psychedelic pumpkin will root you to the spot.
Pumpkin? I thought they were mushrooms. Psychedelic? Look just like an ordinary jack-o'-lantern to me.
Exactly. That's why I said harmless looking. Listen to my words. Do you see my lips? Read them.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The psychedelic
You've had
pumpkin
it,
will be
fool.
opening for the strawberry alarm clock at the Fillmore.
Your lips don't move in that mask, Scotty.
That's true.
This
The way
isn't movies. You've had it, fool!
The way he's getting out of range. Can it be a bomb about to explode?
No.
No, it's starting to emit some sort of vapor. Now the lid's falling off. Is this a Jack in the Box? I really hate Jack in the Boxes. Is this his idea of a gag? The Joker's toys are way better than this. No, it's not a gag. It can't be. The Goblin does nothing without good reason. What's that? A head? His head is starting to materialize. Vaporous arms taking shape, seizing me. It can't be. Whatever else he is, the Goblin isn't. I know he isn't a magician. But there are still other shapes coming from the pumpkin.
You're doomed, Peter Parker.
Incense and peppermints.
It's the great pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
We know who you are. Your secret is no longer.
Did you think that you or anyone could possibly win every battle? Even though you have defeated other multi-powered arch foes in the past. This time you've met your master.
Ah, what he said.
Shut up!
That
For
pumpkin.
this time you were foolhardy enough to challenge the Green Goblin.
It's mad. It isn't possible. And yet, I see it. I hear it. They're all around me, getting closer and closer. I can't escape. It's like that other nightmare I had. But now the shapes are changing. They're turning into the faces of those I know best. But they're mocking, hurt. They're angry, as if I failed them. Well, Jameson's face always looks like that, but everybody else is really unusual. Now they're changing again. They're beginning to fade. They become gigantic figures. Figures of my worst and deadliest enemies. They're coming towards me, growing as they draw nearer. And the Goblin is leading them. It's all his doing. This is the victory he's waited for.
They should have let me join the Sinister Six.
It's England team, too.
Oh, wow.
Now, Spider-Man! Prepare to die!
Ah, You still kill him now.
Is this an episode of Attack on Titan? Jeez.
All hope is gone. There's no escape for you. No place to run. You are weaponless, defenseless.
No! You lie! I've got my brain! My brain!
Brain. Where's brain?
The brain that tells me this cannot be. The brain that gives me hope when there is no hope. The brain that will not let me panic.
Well, you might have the brain, but I've got Pinky.
I'll take brain. What are we gonna do tonight, brain?
The same thing we do every night.
The figures are gone. The sounds and sights, they're evaporating. None of it was real. Duh, that's why he called the pumpkin psychedelic, Peter, you dummy. It simply emitted a hallucinatory gas.
LSD.
How perpetuous for him. But my spider strength, my own will, enabled me to overcome it. And now, I know at last the way to beat him.
See, kids, if you have spider strength, you can beat drugs.
There you go.
You surprise me, masked man. I expected you to be an abject, whimpering shell of a foe by now.
It's nice, Masked Man.
But it really doesn't matter. You've really pissed me off, and I've toyed with you long enough.
I'm gonna finish her nice and slow.
And now, with one final blow, what? No one can move that fast unless they have hard water.
Hey, no one except Spider-Man.
Yes.
And that other guy with the hard water. My first step is to weaken him, shake his confidence in himself. And this is as good a way as any to begin. Spock, Kirk, Uhura. He's getting desperate, reaching for another weapon.
You won't escape me again. You can't. I won't let you.
He's frantic, over-anxious, starting to fumble. You've had it, mister. That man purse won't help you this time.
No! You were beaten. I'd won. You cannot fight me now.
Goblin, you're a phony. I should have stuck with calling you Groblin. I could have flattened you any time I felt like it. I was just toying with you till now, but you're too dumb to realize it. It's working. I'm getting to him. He's starting to tremble with rage.
You dare speak to me that way? To me? You think I need my weapons to defeat you? You think I'm not your master anyway?
You just know it, Charlie. Wow! There's no denying his strength or his skill. Except for my spider speed, he'd have had me.
You can dodge some of my blows, you wall-crawling weasel, but you can't dodge them all. And when I finally connect, it'll be your finish.
Well, if you're trying to talk me to death, you might have something there, man. Otherwise, forget it. Good, he's starting to swing wild. But the strength in his fingers is hard to believe. I've got to break free fast.
I'm very good with my hands.
I don't like that at all.
Ah! Outfoxed you that time. Now the moment is mine.
You know, it's because he always has a self-grip on himself.
Ooh. I hate to be a spoil sport, sweetie.
Yep.
But if I was as easy to beat as all that,
Suck.
I'd never become a legend in my own time, right?
DC?
Say, I hope I'm not boring you. Goring you, maybe, but not boring. Have to keep pulling my punches. I don't dare forget, he's still Harry Osborn's dad.
Yes.
Whoa, why are you grabbing my knees like that, weirdo? So I don't dare fight him to a finish, but I still can't let him go with the knowledge of my true identity. Therefore, I've got to take the biggest gamble of all. Everything depends on how much I've weakened him, and on the fact that he's mentally ill to begin with. Okay, Grobby, the ball game's over.
No, it's Gobby! Gobby, not Grobby! No, you
It's
haven't
you.
won yet!
It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind. For the love of Mike, what does it take to convince you? His bag. He still thinks he has a chance if he could reach it. I'm sorry, sir. You'll have to take seconds from here on in. Because this is the most important part of my little plan. If his psychedelic pumpkin worked so well on me, I'm hoping it'll do a better job on him.
No, it's mine! You can't have it! Not that! It's my most brilliant weapon, the Goblin's masterpiece!
That's Groblin.
No!
There's no other way. It has to be now. Take the power of drugs. Whatever I'm about to do is for your own good. I know you can't even begin to believe me or to understand, but I've got to do it, no matter what. Breathe it in slowly, Osborn. Breathe the vapors. Your vapors. That's it. It's working. It has to work.
Get your sticky fingers off my dad.
Everything depends upon it. Now dream, do you hear me? Dream! Dream as you never did before. As you never will again!
Ah! No!
I believe it's Aye!
Whatever! No! Don't make me look! Don't make me have to face myself!
You must. You have to. It's the only way. See what the goblin really is. Look with your special eyes. And now look at me. Look at Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. Keep looking. Don't turn away. Then look at the goblin, then back to me. Then look at the goblin, then back to me. They're the two most horrible things in the world. The Green Goblin and Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man and
Yes.
the Green Goblin. Their names, their faces will haunt you, will turn you off.
Because he's turned on already.
Spider-Man.
Yes. Yes.
Spider-Man.
Groblin.
Goblin.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
He's that girls.
Spider-Goblin. Spider-Goblin.
The seconds turn to minutes. The minutes turn to hours. The hours. What do you expect? I haven't had any dialogue in 16 pages.
Yeah.
And the minutes tick maddeningly by as the same two names are repeated over and over and over until at last.
These clothes I'm wearing, they're a costume. They're the Goblin's costume. No! I can't bear it. Not the Goblin. Not his costume. Not his. I'm not myself when he's in control.
Zach, you can read that.
Be quiet. Be quiet, you. Be quiet, you.
Spider-Man!
Yes.
No! Not you two!
I said
Stay
yes.
back! Stay back! Stay away from me, whoever you are.
The way he said, whoever you are, it can only mean he no longer remembers. The shock, the agony of the psychedelic gas, they forced him to close his mind to have anything to do with Spider-Man
Yes.
or the Green Goblin, just as I prayed it would. Now the only question is, do I dare to hope that the effect will be permanent?
Stay away. Please. Stay away.
Now for the final test. I'll remove my mask and see if he still associates Peter Parker with Spider-Man. Huh. No reaction. He could just be knocked out cold, but okay. Where he couldn't bear the sight of Spidey, the face of Peter Parker has simply relaxed him. And he's looking at me odd. It creeps me out. Oh, he's starting to doze. If my guess is right, he'll wake up unable to talk about or even think about anything to do with the Green Goblin or Spider-Man.
Yes.
And at the same time, his own subconscious will shut out any memory of my dual identity. Which means my secret is safe, for as long as his brain is affected by the gas, that is. And due to the intensified exposure to which I subjected him, I'm hoping, for his sake as well as mine, that the effects will be permanent. I guess it's late enough and dark enough to make it to my apartment, unmasked for a fast change of clothes.
Minutes later.
Nurse, do you still have Mr. Osborn's old room available?
Oh dear, what happened to him?
Nothing serious, I hope. I think he's just overtired. Perhaps he was released from the hospital a little too soon? His son threw a party for him, and the excitement must have been too much.
Well, the important thing is to see that he gets plenty of rest. I'll look after him and notify the doctor immediately.
And I better let Aunt May know that I'm okay. Better call his son now, nurse. If I know Harry Osborn, he'll be worried about his dad.
Peter, dear, why on earth are you phoning so late? What? You want to let me... What? You want to let me know everything is all right? There's no more danger. What sort of danger? I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, brother, I really did it this time. Why did I have to call her when I was so tired, not thinking clearly? As if he was thinking clearly for most of the other issue. What am I going to say now?
Peter, is there something wrong? Why are you acting so strangely? Peter?
No, Aunt May, you misunderstood, you old lady.
No more weak cakes for you.
No, I really just wanted to say that Mr. Osborn is in no danger. They found him. He's all right.
Oh, you dear, dear boy. Calling me so I wouldn't worry about your friend's father. How very thoughtful of you.
Yeah, thoughtful. Right. Boy, that was a close one. Oh, if I knew the gang was coming, the nurse could have saved herself a phone call. Hey, group, how's the party going? Frog.
Me.
You.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Pete! Where the fuck you been?
Hey! Whoa!
Not Comics Code Authority approved.
Is my dad here?
You know it, Hare, E. Osborn.
We looked all over. This is our last try. What the happened?
Okay, PP. Oh, I'm never calling myself that again, even in thought bubbles. Think fast and don't goof this time. The excitement tired him out, so I thought I'd better bring him here.
Funny. That's what MJ and Gwen said last night.
Aww.
But next time, let a fella know.
Well, he believes me. That's all that counts.
You may see your father now. We thought you deserted us, PDO, cutting out the way you did.
Oh, sure. You know me. I can't resist a swinging hospital. Tell you what, let's wait for Harry Osborn at the Coffee Bean. I'll tell you my life story. Oh, I'm sorry.
Groovy, Mr. P.
I'll tell you my life story over a cup of Java.
It's Mr.
Wow.
PP.
While you're at it, man, throw in a glitzy Sunday and I'll listen all night.
But you already did that for Harry.
Oh, that's it, Webhead. Keep a stiff upper chomper. The chomper was the lower bit. And always leave him laughing. Just as though you couldn't care less about whether the Green Goblin will ever return.
You must live right, Tiger. Here you are with 2 way out chicks and not a care in the world. That's you. You go. Then
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why not let the good times roll?
Like the little lady said, man of mine, let the good times roll.
See, Pete wins in the end. Harry
time-
may have been with the girls for a few minutes, but Pete gets to take him for ice
Next
cream.
time on Spider-Man, Aunt May walks in on the.
Mr. Breen.
Peter will be getting a grip on himself later.
No!
And this underutilized narrator will simply say the end.
Next issue.
Ooh.
Peter gets a
Spider-Man.
grip on himself again.
Isn't that a grip? Like a film grip?
Yeah, it is kind of.
He films himself.
And he says, "Get off me, grip. I can do that myself."
The mystery of the TV tower.
And because
You
this
have
Excelsior.
book
enough
was canceled.
lines that you have to take mine. You
Excelsior.
miserable, web slinging, wall crawling, hubcap stealing, masked menace, Spider-Man!
Yes!
I never stole any hubcaps. I'm
No
sorry.
lying, little freak! The end.
Yeah, that was good.
And that is the end. Yes,
Oh.
indeed do.
Of an hour and 30 minutes freaking story.
I don't
Yes,
want to read
yes, but
Spider-Man
that's-
ever again.
Well worth it. Well worth it.
Well worth it. In fact, I think Jerry Smith said something earlier. This story was adapted in the 90s cartoon. Or no, it was Mr. Cato the Elder. Yes, I remember it
It
too.
was. Yep.
It's actually one of my favorites. So there we go.
Yeah, but Gwen Stacy wasn't there. It was only MJ.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
And she was married to Peter.
Ed Brewer says he was tripping balls. Yes.
They both did.
Yep.
Over
And
some-
seems to Peter seems more physically imposing than Gobby. Well,
He should be.
Gobby is
yeah,
He
that's
should
fair.
be.
Jerry Smith says he looks perfectly healthy and sane to me.
Yep.
No, he's
Remember,
not.
the Green Goblin will return in a future story.
Yes.
and when it is propitious for him to return.
Meet up with Stacy again.
But that is the end. We really want to thank you so much for sticking with us. And if you're watching after, we hope you enjoyed the show too. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment anything. How's your day doing? Or just comment how you like the book or our reading. Anything will do. Or just write Spider-Man. Or
Yeah,
I'm
Tell
sorry.
us why
All
you
caps.
spent 90 minutes listening to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
You might want to question your life choices, but
You
know,
made
we
it
know
this
I bring you
far.
here.
I know I am.
This is a historic event. My character did not die this time.
Yes, for once.
Yes.
Thank you for joining
Next
us.
issue, Aunt May dies.
Spider-Man!
Yes!
Yes.
We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Remember, only you can start apartment fires.